Okay, so I was live for like 22 seconds and I didn't realize I was live. That's my fault, but hello. It's the Lisper Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, the Lisper, and today's episode is if you can't tell by the jacket, we talking about the goats. We talking about goats again, and not me. I'm not the goat. I'm the go to podcasting. I'm not even the go to podcasting, but I'm something. But I got the goat jacket on. Y'all see it? Y'all see the goat jacket? Y'all also know that I got this. I know I got this. That's right, the Lisbon shit talking champion of the world. But today we talking about the goats of wrestling. But before we get into it, before we get all the way into it, the co-host is here. As always, the co-host is here. Y'all can see the co-host. Y'all know what it is, and the co-host is about to contribute his portion of the evening. Y'all hear it? It's pouring it up, and I'm about to sip it up. I'm about to sip it up real quick. Hold on. Let me put the co-host down. Y'all see the belt? Let me put the belt down. Let me put the belt down here. All right. And let me take that inaugural sip. Not inaugural. I don't know why I said inaugural. About to fuck to knock the mic over and shit. I'm doing all kinds of stuff tonight. But Kobe back there, Freddie here, Decepticons here, Macho Man is definitely in the building. Here we go. And we about to get started, but before we do, I got to do one more thing. Let me think here. Oh shit. Never mind. Never mind. I can't do that either. This whole show today is kind of fucked up. Okay, it's another technical difficulty situation because I'm trying to do stuff that ain't working out here. And I'm sorry that I had to go away for a second just now. I thought I can do stuff that I can't do. But anyway, we is talking about the goats. Okay, we talking about the goats, and we talking about the goats of wrestling. The goats of wrestling. Okay, greatest of all time. But I already did greatest of all time for of wrestling, right? I already did that before, right? But now I'm doing it for the women. That's right, I'm doing it for the women. I'm doing it for the greatest women wrestlers of all time. Okay, greatest women wrestlers of all time. And I'm gonna type it in. I'm gonna type it into my phone. I'm cheating. I'm not cheating. I just want to type it in so I can see what they think. So I'm typing in greatest women wrestlers of all time. Okay. I got their list and I got my list. And I'm pretty sure my list ain't gonna match their list because they got whatever they list and whatever opinions are. But me, I'm different. I'm different. And I'm a champ. Like I said, shit talk champion. So when I say go, because they can have their opinions all they want. But I got the title. I got the belt. You know what I'm saying? Plus, this is my show. And when it's your show, whatever you say is what goes. But here we go. I got the championship right here. Shit talking champion of the world. And so, yeah. So I'm going to look at their list, but I'm not going off their list. But first of all, I want to start to say this. I want to start by saying this. I've been watching wrestling for a long time. And when I started watching wrestling, there was no women wrestlers. Yeah. There technically was women wrestlers. There was women that was involved in wrestling. I watched Glow as a kid, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. I watched that as a kid, but that wasn't real like WWE or WCW wrestling. That was more like a nostalgia, like a not a nostalgia. I don't mean nostalgia. That was more like a I can't think of the word right now, but it was like a show. It was more like a show. It wasn't like a real women's wrestling. I didn't think it was wrestling. I thought it was like a parody of wrestling. You know what I mean? Like it was supposed to be wrestling. It was making fun of wrestling. It was interesting. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed watching it, but I never really considered those ladies like real professional wrestlers. It was more like a comedy act, stuff like that. So I do got to give a shout out to Glow because they was around. I do got to give a shout out to them because they did have women wrestling in. And I do got to give a shout out to them because I watched their little show on Netflix and realized that they really was getting it in. But at the time I was watching it, I didn't think about them at all. Okay, I watched the WWF. Okay, I watched WCW. Okay, and the only women wrestlers that I knew as a kid was the Fabulous Moolah. And now listen to this, right? Fabulous Moolah was the world's heavyweight women's wrestling champion for 10 years straight. 10 years straight in a row, she was a women's wrestling champion, right? And you go, damn, she got to be the GOAT, right? She's got to be the GOAT. 10 years straight, she had the women's championship. She's got to be the GOAT of women's wrestling. She's not. Matter of fact, Moolah's not even close to being the GOAT of women's wrestling. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from her. 10 years straight reign is like, what the fuck, right? Nobody's never done it, you know what I mean? And all of that seems good. She was a woman and she did hone her craft and all that stuff like that, whatever you want to say. But it's kind of tainted when you don't have any big names. You don't have a lot of competition. Like, I don't know any other women's wrestler when I was a child besides Moolah. You know what I mean? And a lot of women's wrestling wasn't allowed to be televised. Like a lot of networks was not allowed to televise a women's wrestling match. A lot of arenas was not allowed to even have women wrestle in the arenas. So Moolah didn't have a lot of outlets for people to see her wrestle. So, I mean, that title reign is there, but she didn't have a lot of opportunities to lose the title because she didn't have a lot of opportunities to defend it. Yeah, she traveled. Yeah, she wrestled a lot of nights, but we wouldn't know about it. Like WWF wasn't able to broadcast a lot of her wrestling matches. So we, as the fans, never knew that Moolah was the heavyweight champ. We, as the fans, never knew that Moolah was out here, killing it and willing it and all that. And who did she fight? The only opponent that I knew of, the only other woman that I knew that was a woman's wrestler outside of Glow was Leilani Kai. You know what I mean? So Moolah can only have a certain amount of matches versus Leilani Kai. And there were some other women that they said she wrestled, but I didn't know about them. So I really can't speak on them. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak on them. And then came Wendy Richter. Now, I know about Wendy Richter, but I only seen her fight Moolah. And I seen her win the belt from Moolah, and then I seen her on WWE Superstars a couple of times, WWE show programming a couple of times. But all she did on them programs was fucking like wrestle like jobbing ass woman. Like, like the fabulous Moolah versus Jennifer Tilly. Who the fuck is Jennifer Tilly? You know what I mean? I'm not Jennifer Tilly, the actress. I'm just saying I just made that name up. And then I just realized there is a Jennifer Tilly. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Well, you see, Wendy Richter versus Lisa Lampolo. And it's just like, Lisa Lampolo. You know what I mean? So they just wrestled a lot of jobbers a lot of times, and there was no women matches like really set up at the main events and nothing like that. So we didn't see a lot of women's wrestling growing up. And then things started to happen, and women started to integrate themselves in wrestling. And I'm just doing this, right? So right there, I'll get this and I'll explain how I feel about it. Okay, they got Jacqueline. Now, it was the first black women's WWE champion. Okay? And I did like Jacqueline. I mean, no, I didn't. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't like Jacqueline. Okay. But what I did like about Jacqueline was that she wasn't what women's wrestling was at the time. See, women's wrestling at the time, they had they had like Tori Wilson and them, Stacy Keibler. Ooh, Stacy Keibler. Stacy Keibler had them legs, boy. I'll tell you what. Stacy Keibler had the greatest legs in wrestling. She was the go to legs. I give her that. She was the go to legs. But it was like Jacqueline. It was like Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, Chrissy Hemme, like all of these women in wrestling that were there just to be the eye candy. They was there just to look good. Sable on. They wasn't there to wrestle. They was there just to look good. They was there to show ass and titties. Like, don't front. We was, you know what I mean? They was there. They was having bra and panty matches. They was having like jello matches, food fights. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of like bikini contests, all kinds of like bullshit. It was just the WWE at the time was just trying to sell sex, and they was good at being managers for WCW. I don't even remember them having many matches in WCW, but I do give it up to Jacqueline. She was the first and I like Jacqueline because Jacqueline actually could wrestle at the time. You know what I mean? A lot of those women was there to be eye candy. Yeah, they had little matches that was basically a bunch of little slaps, maybe a little flip, little cartwheel here and there, bullshit. Jacqueline actually knew her craft. She actually had moves. She actually performed moves. She actually wrestled, if you want to say that. So I would like Jacqueline for that. Now, saying Jacqueline is the greatest of all time, no. Putting Jacqueline on a GOAT list, I mean, she's accomplished some GOAT like shit. First Black Women's Champion. She won a couple matches. She was one of the women that was wrestling at the time, but GOAT? Top 10? No, Jacqueline ain't it. Jacqueline ain't it. And then they said, they got Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella. Now listen. Nikki Bella was all right. She was one of the Bella twins, with Nikki and Brie. She was the better of her and Brie, for sure. She was the better of her and Brie. And she tried to wrestle. You know what I mean? She tried to wrestle, but the Bella twins was there because they was pretty too. The Bella twins was there to sell sex too. They was there to sell sex. They was there to be sexy, look sexy, be nice. And Nikki's stock went up when she got them boobas. I'll tell you that right now. Nikki went out and got some work done, and her stocks went up. So I will say that she did play the sex appeal, but then she got better in the ring. I mean, she was Divas champion. What else did she do? She was Divas champion, and then she made the WWE Hall of Fame. But she was pretty good for a while. I think she was the longest reigning Divas champion in WWE history, and she got better in the ring. She got better in the ring. Even Brie got better in the ring with her little Brie mode going crazy thing. She got better in the ring. When they first came, they weren't that good, but she got better in the ring. She did kind of hone her craft. She was able to put together a few good matches. So I do got to give it up to Nikki Bella, even though she was part of that I'm sexy and I know it kind of vibe thing. But she did actually start wrestling later on before the Bella twins kind of got out. She did actually start wrestling. She did improve in the ring, but I was Divas champion for a long time. But that didn't mean nothing. The women's division didn't mean much. The Divas championship didn't mean much. You know what I mean? Stephanie McMahon won a women's championship. You know what I mean? And we all know Stephanie McMahon is a wrestler, so I don't credit the championships of certain of these women wrestlers because, if you ain't put that work in to get that championship, ain't working. I'm not trying to work, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean? There's some people that just get belts put on them, and there's some people that, deserve those belts. And Nikki Bella got that belt put on her because she was the hot chick. She was the Bella twin. She got that work done. She got them breasts, and she was cute, and she she worked the mic. She did some things, but not enough for me to be she's a GOAT. Not enough for me to put on the GOAT list. Not enough for me to make her a star. I mean, she was a star, but you know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm saying. There's levels to the shit. There's levels to the shit, and she wasn't the level of what we talking about here. We talking about the GOAT of women's wrestling. We're not talking about most popular. We talking about the GOAT of the shit. We talking about the best of the best, okay? Then they got Melina on here. Now look, Melina won some women's championships. She was the women's champion. She was the Divas champion a couple of times, women's champion a couple of times. And Melina could wrestle. But all we know Melina for is that entrance. You know what I'm saying? We know her for that entrance. We know her for that little split of the ring and then coming in. We know Melina for that, okay? That's what we know Melina for. We don't know Melina like she's not top notch name of women's wrestling. She had that entrance, which was sexy as shit. Once again, selling sex, and she won a couple of women's championships. She won a couple of Divas titles. But you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's just that there wasn't a lot of competition. There wasn't a lot of competition in women's wrestling at that time. And Melina just kind of like fit the mold of everybody else, and everybody got a shot. That's the one thing I liked about that era, that most of the time everybody got a shot. Like if you was decent, you was going to get a Divas Championship. You might get a Women's Championship. You was going to get a chance to shine because the division wasn't that big, and they can't just keep letting the same person win. So Melina got her chance to shine, but Melina won. She wasn't all that. Okay, Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool was just that, McCool. Cool. She was nice looking. She had a nice body. She could wrestle a little something. The Lay Cool thing worked tremendously. I love that. They were co-champions. They were like sharing the belt or some shit, and it was fun. And she came up because she married the Undertaker. And they don't got nothing to do with it. Her marrying the Undertaker don't got shit to do with whether she's going to go with this or not. But they got her on the list. She was the first ever Divas champion. She had the Women's Championship 2 times. She had the Divas Championship twice. She shared it with Lay Cool, and Lay Cool was kind of decent or whatever. She was a cool chick, and she wrestled. I mean, she put some work in the ring. Was it great? I wouldn't say great, but it was good enough. It was good enough. It was good enough for her to get some credibility. It was good enough to make her look good. And like I said, she came up in a time where like a lot of the women wasn't wrestling that good. A lot of the women was models and inspiring actresses, and they was just there to look good, to be the eye candy, like I said. And so she did put in some work in the ring. I mean, a lot of these women put in work in the ring, but when you say go, you gotta handle your business, okay? You really gotta handle your business to be a GOAT. So no, Michelle McCool, not a GOAT. Rhea Ripley is coming up. Okay, Rhea Ripley is coming up. Okay, and Rhea Ripley is kind of like what I'm talking about. Rhea Ripley is in that era now. Now you gotta show and prove now. Rhea Ripley ain't from that era. Rhea Ripley ain't from that attitude era. Rhea Ripley ain't from that ass and titties era. Rhea Ripley ain't from no fucking bra and panties match. She's not gonna have no bra and panties match. Rhea Ripley is one of those that's gonna get in and get busy. Okay, Rhea Ripley gets in that ring and gets busy. Now, will she eventually make the GOAT list? Hell yeah. Rhea Ripley is destined to be on the GOAT list. Okay, is she on the GOAT list right now? No, it hasn't. I don't know. I don't think it's been long enough. She won some women's championships. I mean, she's all right. She's going to come up. She's making her way downtown. You know what I'm saying? She about to be that chick. But right now, I don't know if I would put Rhea Ripley in the conversation of GOAT. Not right now. Okay. Let me see if I can put this comment up here. It says, why would you even mention Michelle McCool in a GOAT conversation? Here's the thing. I mentioned Michelle McCool because she was on the list of the 22 greatest women's wrestlers of all time. So I decided to mention her because she was on that list, and that's what I'm going off of. But I said Michelle McCool ain't making nobody's GOAT list of women's wrestling. I already said she's not making nobody's GOAT list. She was on this list, so I brought her up. But I said she was cool, you know what I mean? But she ain't putting in that work in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a lot of people on this list that didn't put in that work in the ring, and so they're not going to be my GOATs. Now, they made this GOAT list because, like I said at the time, there ain't a lot of women that you can include in a women's GOAT list of wrestling. I mean, when I was coming up, like I said, there was Moolah, there was Richter, there was Leilani Kai, there was a couple of other women. The women of Glow, nobody took seriously. And then even the WWE, most of those women that came up during Michelle McCool's era and the Attitude Era and all that was there to be eye candy, was there to be sexy, was there to be Stacey Keebler and go, she got legs. I loved her when she was Mrs. Hancock, you know what I mean? So we get into the nitty gritty, like I said, now, has she done enough right now to make the GOAT list? I don't know. That's the thing, I don't know, because I can put her up there right now, but it's just like of all time, Rhea gotta do a little more than me. Like I gotta see a little more. Like she's been in it though, and she's been putting in her work, and she's been getting busy. But to say she's the greatest of all time, I just gotta see something more from her. And they got AJ Lee on this list. Now listen here. We all know AJ Lee ain't nobody's GOAT. But I did like AJ Lee. AJ Lee was a nice character. She had a good character. She was funny. She was like a weirdo. Like she had that mean streak or whatever, where she turned mean. She was like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like a pretty girl smiling in your face and then get mean and fuck a bitch up. That was AJ Lee, and she was cool with it. She won some WWE championships, but like I said, she wasn't putting in that in-ring work. You know what I mean? She was good enough to win. She looked good in the ring. She looked good with her body and her little, and her man, you know, when she was with Dolph and all that. She played a good role. She was good on the mic. She did a lot of good things, but this ain't that. She's not nobody's GOAT. You know what I mean? It's like at this time too. It's like the level of competition makes you who you are. And AJ Lee didn't have that level of competition. Like all these women on this list, besides Rhea Ripley, didn't have the level of competition needed for me to put them on the GOAT list. They didn't have the level of competition for me to say that they would be the GOAT of wrestling. They just didn't. And it's not their fault. It was just that WWE wasn't pushing women. Wrestling wasn't pushing women. They were there to be managers. They were there to be escorts. They were there to be eye candy. They were there to be sexy. And then they made up a Divas Championship. They made up they had a Women's Championship, but we never really knew about it. I mean, the Alundra Blaze took the Women's Championship and threw it in the trash on WCW. That's the most we ever really seen of the belt, was in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? The most we've seen of the Women's Championship was when it was thrown in the garbage by Alundra Blaze when she took the WWE Women's Championship to WCW. How many Women's Championship matches was on any of these main events, any of these WrestleManias, anything? So, like I said, women were there to be eye candy, and then they started letting them wrestle more, and they started taking away the bra and panties matches and those little matches, and they started letting them wrestle more. Now, like I said, now these women are out here getting busy. Like I said, now Rhea Ripley's getting busy. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it wasn't a lot for the women. So this GOAT list is kind of hard to make. Bianca Belair. They got Bianca Belair at the top of the game. Now here we go. Okay. I was on the fence with Rhea Ripley. I said, Rhea Ripley got to show me a little more. Rhea Ripley got to do a little more something. But now Bianca. Bianca don't got to show me shit else. Okay. Bianca can make the GOAT list today and she can retire on it. Okay, Bianca can retire on the GOAT list. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is Bianca Belair can retire on the GOAT list right now because she don't gotta do shit else. Bianca has I mean her hello skit, hello whatever, her persona is getting a little stale to me. Like girl and all that. Yeah, okay, you playing a little black girl, cool black chick. I like it. I did like it. I like it. But Bianca has put in some business in the ring. She's earned her stripes. She's won some championships. She's won the women's tag team championships. Bianca is going on that GOAT list. Bianca's going on that GOAT list. Okay. Let me see here. Then said the top 5 at least have Bull Nakano, Medusa, Isaac Kong, Awesome Kong. Okay, listen, man. I know what you're saying. And he said that list must have been greatest WWE superstars. No, these are interchangeable women. Melina ain't just WWE. Okay, who else was on that list? Melina ain't just WWE. Jackie ain't just WWE. I mentioned Stacy Keibler. Stacy Keibler came out. I said she was Miss Hancock. I said Stacy Keibler was Miss Hancock. Miss Hancock came from WCW. Okay, all of these women are basically, most of them are interchangeable because a lot of them was in WCW. And I agree. I like Bull Nakano. I can put her in the top 5. Awesome Kong, no. Awesome Kong ain't making my GOAT list. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I like everything. I think that she put in some work, but she can't make my top list. Two says Alundra Blaze. Alundra Blaze was good. I like Alundra Blaze. But like I said, the most I've seen her with that title was throwing it in the trash. Okay. Okay, I too, you got that? Sensational Sherry, come on, man. Sensational Sherry put in some work. She did. But when the last time we seen Sensational Sherry really wrestle? Okay, Sherry wrestled back in the day. Nobody, I can't put her on my GOAT list. I've never really seen her wrestle. I know of her. I know she's a legend. She did wrestle. I can't put her on my GOAT list. I can put Victoria. Victoria wrestle. I can put Victoria ahead of Queen Sherry. I saw Victoria wrestle a lot. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte Flair. Okay, we're going to get to Charlotte Flair. Damn, I ain't even get to the top 10, y'all. I mean, I got Rhea Ripley on the GOAT list. I can agree with Bull Nakano. I can put Bull Nakano on the GOAT list. And I got Bianca Belair GOATed. So Rhea Ripley is GOATed, but I'm on the fence. Bianca Belair is GOATed. Bull Nakano is GOATed. I'm not going Awesome Kong. I can put Medusa up there. I like Medusa. I remember her. I'm not doing Awesome Kong. He said Sherry was the best manager. You crazy. Let me tell you something right now. Let me just tell you something right now. Sherry is not the fucking best manager, okay? Because she can't hold a candle to Miss Elizabeth, okay? Yeah, Miss Elizabeth was quiet, but Miss Elizabeth, just her coming out with Macho was just part of the show. Miss Elizabeth threw them dresses on. She had the hair popping, makeup popping. Miss Elizabeth is always going to be my favorite manager, okay? She just stood there and looked pretty, okay? And yeah, I know. Listen, I know Sherry was one of the greatest women's wrestlers in her time. Her time wasn't in my time. I've literally only seen Sherry wrestle like twice. So I can't go, I can say she's a great wrestler. I can say that. But I'm not putting her on my GOAT list because of the simple fact of the matter is that I haven't really seen Sherry wrestle that much. I know Sherry as the Queen Sherry. I know her as the manager. Okay, so I'm not putting her on my GOAT list. And as a manager, I'm saying to y'all right now that I'm taking Miss Elizabeth over Sherry, and that's just because I like Elizabeth. I ain't even gonna fret. It's just simply because I fucking like Miss Elizabeth. Okay, and now I didn't come on here to argue with nobody in the comments. I came on here to say what I want to say on my show. Y'all is forgetting. I'm the champ up in here. Okay, I'm the champ. This is the name on the show and the name on the title is me. So I can say what I want. But Liz didn't do a damn thing. She didn't. She was there to look pretty, though. She was there to look pretty. Oh, you saw Elizabeth live at the Spectrum. Hey, look, I'm just saying that I picked Miss Elizabeth over Sherry as a manager, not as a wrestler, because Elizabeth didn't wrestle. And Sherry was, I heard she was good. I saw her in a couple of matches, but I can't speak on her. I don't know. But anyway, so far the GOAT list is Bull Nakano, Rhea Ripley is the honorable mention, and Bianca Belair. Okay, that's my GOAT list so far. Now I'm going back to the list. They got Molly Holly. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on that this list got Molly Holly on here. Because I do know Molly Holly. I do remember Molly Holly wrestling. And Molly Holly was just, she won a women's championship. Molly Holly was the women's champion twice. Twice WWE gave the women's championship to Molly Holly. And Molly Holly made this list ahead of Rhea Ripley. Molly Holly made this list ahead of anybody. I don't know. Anybody shouldn't have been ahead of. She shouldn't even been ahead of Nikki Bella. I don't understand this list at all. But I'm not even going to talk no more about Molly Holly. Molly Holly wasn't Molly Holly was a damn good wrestler. What? I must be confused. I don't remember Molly Holly being a damn good wrestler. I remember she came out. She was supposed to be related to the Spark Plug Holly and the Hardcore Holly and Spark Plug Holly. She was supposed to be like their cousin, sister, whatever. I remember her being kind of thick and a little bit tough or whatever, but I don't remember her being a damn good wrestler. You know what I mean? Maybe I just didn't like her because she wasn't, I ain't going to talk about a woman's looks, but I'm just saying she wasn't Stacy Keibler. Yeah, I don't know. She wasn't Nikki Bella. I don't know what made me not like Molly Holly, but I think I might be biased. But if Dan says that Molly Holly was a damn good wrestler, I'm going to go with him because he knows wrestling and he knows a lot more about wrestling than me. And I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that, okay? We're not here to mention asses, all right? But anyway, I'm gonna just skip over Molly Holly. Then I'll she's a wrestler, but I'm not doing it. And I know she was Miss Madness in WCW, but it's just whatever the case may be, she's not going on the GOAT list. She ain't gonna be on the GOAT list. They got Ivory on this list now. Ivory can't go on the GOAT list, but Ivory did some things. She wasn't a good wrestler, so, but she was a good character. Like Ivory was there to make you hate her, and you hated her. You hated her. She was hated when she was the bad Ivory. She was hated when she was in the right to censor and all that. So I kind of liked Ivory in the right to censor. I thought she was me. I thought she played a role. And as far as wrestling is concerned, she was decent in the ring. She won a couple of women's championships, but I liked her as a character because she was annoying. And sometimes being annoying is your character. When she was in the right to censor, she was annoying. I was annoyed by Ivory. I didn't want to see her, but that was part of what she had to do. So she was a good act, and she was decent enough in the ring, not to make nobody go list. I mean, Victoria. Here we go. Victoria. I'm going to put Victoria on the GOAT list. I ain't even gonna front. I ain't even gonna be mad about it or nothing. I'm putting Victoria on the GOAT list. Victoria was on a world tour. Like Tribe Called Quest, man. She's been everywhere. She's been in every promotion. She's done everything in every promotion. She's put other women on. She's put other women over. I just saw her with Battleground like a couple of months ago. She came out the Battleground. She's a nice lady. She came out the Battleground. She put some young girl over on Battleground. Like Victoria is on my list. And she was hurt, and she was still good as ever. I don't see nothing wrong with Victoria. She was actually a good wrestler. Now her character could have used some work. I ain't gonna lie. Victoria could have used some work because she was labeled as like the Black Widow Spider, and she didn't seem mean. She seemed like kind of nice a little bit. Like she didn't seem to me like she just was like evil, like bad, like they wanted her to seem like this bad person. And I like Victoria. And she actually had a good finisher, that Widow's Peak or whatever she called it. It was actually a decent finisher. And so yeah, I'm going to say that I can go Victoria. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm putting Victoria on the GOAT list. That's what I really feel. I love this woman as a wrestler. I loved her in the ring. I didn't love her character too much, but I loved her, and she went through the ringers, TNA, WWE, WCW. Like she's been everywhere, and she's won everywhere, and Victoria can be goated for me. She can. Alexa Bliss. Oh, here we go. What I'm going to say right now is what I'm going to say. Alexa Bliss is on the GOAT list. Alexa Bliss is on the GOAT list because Alexa Bliss didn't come into the WWE at the time when it was bra and panties. She didn't come into the WWE at the time when it was for show. She came to the WWE at the time when it was just a little pretty. She came in when people, you know what I'm saying? She's been in the ring with all of them, with Charlotte Flair, with Bianca Belair. She's been in that ring, and she's little. She's little, okay? And for her little ass, she packs a lot of punch, okay? I'm really officially going to put Alexa Bliss on the GOAT list. She's done a lot. She's been in tag teams. She's so little. She's been in the ring with a lot of people. She's shown and proved she's packed a lot of punch. I can't wait for her to come back. And even when they put her with Bray Wyatt and she had to play that weirdo, she was good at it. Now, the gimmick didn't work. It didn't go where I think WWE wanted it to go, but she did her part in it. She did her little crazy part in it, and she's a good wrestler, and she's going to be back, and she's going to win some more titles, and she's going to move up in the GOAT list. Right now, she's down, maybe 9, maybe 10. Maybe she's on the fence with Rhea Ripley, but yeah, I'm giving Alexa Bliss her props. I'm saying Alexa Bliss is a goated female wrestler. I'm saying she's going to be up there. Who else? Asuka. I gotta put Asuka on the GOAT list because, like I said, same reason why I give Victoria. Asuka's been around. Asuka's been wrestling. Asuka's put in a lot of work in the indie circuit. Asuka's done a lot of things at WWE. Asuka's had some of the greatest WWE women's wrestling matches that I've seen. Asuka, she gets busy. She gets busy. And I'm going to definitely put Asuka on that GOAT list now. Is she the number one GOAT? I think she could be up to top. She could be top 5. Asuka could be top 5. Could she? Maybe. I don't know. I ain't even going to rate the list like that. Like, look, if you get goated, you just get goated. You know what I mean? But Asuka definitely top 10 easily. You know what I'm saying? And she could be top 5. She's ahead of Victoria. I don't know if she's ahead of Bianca. I don't know. She's ahead of Victoria. I'll give her that. She's ahead of Alexa Bliss. I'll give her that. I mean, I guess I could put her ahead of Bianca because for me, Asuka might have put in more work than Bianca. To be honest, I think Asuka might have put in more work than Bianca. So I probably can put her ahead of Bianca, but I can't put her number 1. I can't say Asuka is the official GOAT. Now we got Mickie James. Mickie James, you know what? I'm going to just be honest. I do not like Mickie. I do not like Mickie James. I've never liked her, and I don't think I ever will like her. Not to say that she shouldn't be on the GOAT list. I think that she can be GOATed. I think that she was also one of those women wrestlers that was wrestling at a time when women wasn't wrestling. And I think she also proved that she can do good in the ring. I think she also is like Victoria. She's traveled. She's put in that work. She's put her time in. She's did a lot of things that she was supposed to do in order to be put on this GOAT list. So I can put her on the GOAT list, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to because there's something personally about her that I just did not like, that I just didn't vibe with. I don't know what it was, but every time I saw Mickie James, I wanted her to lose. Every time I saw her in the ring, I wanted her to lose. I never wanted her to be champion. I never wanted her to win. And I know, I'm a hater. And what can I say? I hate, but everybody knows this. You know what I mean? Everybody knows this. My family, my friends, my kids. Everybody tell me like, you was a hater. You was a hater. But this is just pure hate. And you know, it's sports hate. It ain't real hate. Don't nobody, try to talk no shit on me. But yeah, I'm not get down with Mickie James, but she deserves to be up there. Somebody knows this. I mean, God damn it. Okay, Mickie James can be on the GOAT list. She can be on the GOAT list, okay? Now, I'm torn with Beth Phoenix. I'm torn with Beth Phoenix because why should she be goated? But what goats her? Because she was kind of big, kind of strong. You know what I mean? What goats her? I don't know what goats her. She was just big and strong, and she was at a time where she didn't have a lot of a high level of competition when she was becoming women's champion and stuff. She didn't have a high level of competition. She didn't beat people that I'm putting on my GOAT list. I don't even remember her wrestling people that I put on my GOAT list. So no, Beth Phoenix ain't no GOAT. She ain't no GOAT. She ain't even close to being a GOAT. Okay, I don't know why she's here. I guess because I don't know. I guess because she was an anomaly because most at the time it wasn't women power. I guess you want to say. I really don't know, but no, I'm not rocking with Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix is not going on the GOAT list. Beth Phoenix is not getting an honorable mention. I don't want to talk about it. Here we go. Now, Blaze dominated the women's division in the early 90s. Alundra Blaze was a great wrestler. I give it to her. And Alundra Blaze was a women's champion. I give it to her. And Blaze did dominate the women's division. I'll give her all that. And Alundra Blaze, I put her on a GOAT list because she did the GOAT thing. She threw that belt in the trash. Throwing that belt in the trash, that was a goated move. I was like, oh shit. And on TV public, that was a goated move. She did that. And I liked Alundra Blaze. She was one of them women wrestlers I remember from my childhood. But here's the thing. The level of competition wasn't enough back then with women for me to go, oh, Alundra Blaze on the GOAT list. You know what I'm saying? She won the cruiserweight belt in WCW, the cruiserweight women's champion or something, cruiserweight champion in WCW. She won the women's championship in WWE. But who was she fighting against? Name her greatest opponent. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of Alundra Blaze, her was against jobbing ass women. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, she can be goated for her accomplishments. She can be goated for her name. She can be goated for a belt in the trash can. But come on now, we talking about greatest of all time. And Alundra Blaze just didn't have the level of competition to be the greatest of all time. Okay, and we got Bayley. Now look, Bayley's goated. Bayley is goated, and I don't even like Bayley. Okay, I'm not being. I don't like Bayley. I never liked Bayley. I didn't like that hugging shit. I didn't like Bayley. Like I like Bayley now a little bit. She got a little bit of edge to her, but that hugging ass Bayley was getting on my nerves. Bayley was getting on my nerves, but that ain't got nothing to do with what Bayley did in that ring at NXT. That ain't got nothing to do with what Bayley did in that ring when she came to WWE. And Bayley's been putting in that work. She's just as good as Bianca. She's putting that work with Alexa Bliss. She's putting that work with Bianca. She's putting that work with Becky. She's putting that work with Charlotte. Bayley has put in that work. And Bayley has put in some. I'm going to just say this. This era of women's wrestling has been some of the greatest women's wrestling I've ever seen. And some of these women have been putting in that work better than the men. Some of these women have been out here killing it better than the men, and Bayley is a part of that, okay? When they say the four horsewomen, when they say it was Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky, and Mercedes, Sasha, whatever y'all want to call it, Mercedes, Monet, Sasha, whatever, they really was. They really came in and they set the standard. Bayley was one of those women that helped set the standard for women's wrestling today, and she's going to be goated. Number one, I don't know. I'm not ordering the list up, but Bayley's definitely on it. Is she ahead of Bianca? I don't know. I think her and Bianca might have put in. Bayley put in more work than Bianca, but I don't know, man. It's hard, man. But look. Like I said, Bayley's on the list, and everybody just keeps getting compared to Bianca. I'm sorry, but Bianca's my boot thing. You know what I mean? No, I'm just playing. Anyway, and then it's Sasha Banks, currently known as Mercedes Moné. Now look, I ain't gonna lie. I'm putting Sasha Banks on the GOAT list. Got to go on the GOAT list as Sasha Banks because this Mercedes Moné is just not, I don't know, man. She's not doing it for me. Like Sasha Banks, when she was Sasha Banks, when she was the boss, when she was that bitch that couldn't be trusted. She was that bitch that'll be your friend and then turn her back on you and hit you the fuck in the back of the head with the belt and stuff like that. That's who I like. When she was in the matches with Charlotte Flair, them Hells in the Cells, that's what I like. That's the Sasha Banks put in the work. Now Mercedes Moné got some work to do. Mercedes Moné ain't been doing nothing but going places and getting injured. Now she in AEW doing all that. CEO. That shit ain't working. I'm sorry. Yeah, she got belts. They do titles on it. Of course, they're going to throw titles on you when you're popular. She's popular. She's famous. She came from WWE. She's on the GOAT list of women's wrestling. Of course, they're going to throw some titles on her. But that CEO, that gimmick is not fucking working. That gimmick is not working. And then to have Camille come in and just come in and basically work for Mercedes Moné. Like Camille is a powerhouse. Camille been putting in that work at TNA before she got to AEW. So to have her come in and basically make her be like a lapdog for Sasha Banks, let Mercedes Moné talk to her like shit, that ain't working for me. Because no, Camille would beat her ass. Not in a wrestling match because Camille's not as good a wrestler as Mercedes Moné, but in real life, Camille ain't gonna take no shit from that little girl. Camille would have, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I don't like that neither because I like Camille and I don't like what they're doing. But Sasha Banks was a boss. Sasha Banks definitely making that women's GOAT list, okay? China. Ooh, hey, let's talk about China. Let's talk about China. Now, China's going on the GOAT list for sure, 100%. I'm a little biased though. I ain't gonna lie, because the greatest wrestler of all time. We all know him, the greatest wrestler of all time, man, woman, or child, anything. Greatest wrestler of all time, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Okay, let's not get it fucked up. Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, greatest wrestler of all time. And China was with my man. China was with DX, okay? Birds of a feather flock together. Y'all know what I'm saying? China was part of that. You know what I mean? You cannot be part of DX and not be GOAT. DX is the GOAT faction. Okay, and China was the woman in it, and she's goated. I don't care. China's goated. But also, China was they called China the 9th wonder of the world. China was the ninth wonder of the world. China was the powerhouse women's wrestler, and she didn't have a lot of competition. She didn't have a lot of competition because none of them girls got in the ring with China. None of them couldn't fuck with China. Not Trish Stratus, not Lita. None of them really could fuck with China. China would destroy all of them. But China didn't wrestle them that much because China was too busy fucking up men. Okay? China was too busy fucking up men. Okay? She was too busy giving that clothesline. You know, you got to throw it outside the ring. You wasn't paying attention. Like, China come clothesline the shit out you, bang. China was too busy fucking up the men to give a fuck about the women. And then later on in her career, she was, you know, she looked rough. She looked rough. She was looking like she really was the Triple H's bodyguard. You know what I mean? But at the end of her career, she started letting the hair down, putting some curls in it. You know what I mean? Getting a little flexy and a little sexy. And then guess what she did? She won the women's championship. That's right. When China got a little sexy with it, she was like, you know what? I am a woman, and I'm going to go wrestle for this women's championship. And she won it quite easily. Nobody was going to beat China for the women's championship. But what China did do, China also was Intercontinental Champion. China was the Intercontinental Champion of the WWE because she beats the men. I think she beat Jeff Jarrett. She beat Jeff Jarrett to become Intercontinental Champion. And if y'all want to downplay that, well, guess what? Sheamus ain't never won that belt. Your boy Sheamus love to fight, banger, 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 all that. He ain't never won the Intercontinental Championship, and he probably ain't never gonna get it. So China got one up on Sheamus. You know what I mean? But I ain't trying to tease Sheamus. I ain't trying to play him nothing like that. But I'm just saying that China is gonna make the GOAT list because China was fucking up the men's, and she had some skills in the ring. I mean, she was just dominant. She was just a brawler. She just beat you the fuck up. But it was good enough for me because I'm putting China on the GOAT list. I may be a little biased about it, but I don't care. I don't care. And China, rest in peace, baby. Lita. Now, Lita is on the GOAT list. Lita's on the GOAT list because Lita was doing things that women just didn't do. With all them high rock them down, Lita was Team Extreme. And you can't, Lita was Team Extreme. Lita was doing moonsaults. Lita was jumping off the top ladders. Lita was doing all kinds of shit. And Lita been doing, at the time, it was like women ain't doing it. You know what I mean? At the time, it was like certain things a women wrestler are not going to do. Like, then you got Io Sky, you got Io, you got Kyrie. You got all of these women out here that's doing all of these crazy things. And Lita started that. Lita let them know, hey, y'all can do moonsaults. Y'all can do flips. Y'all can jump off of this top fucking rope. Y'all can get y'all asses up here and y'all can jump down. And y'all don't got to do that regular old climb up and fall down shit that women were doing. Like, she's getting on the top rope and they used to climb up all slow and just like fall on their opponent. Lita, y'all can do some flips. Y'all can do some jumps. Y'all can drop some elbows. You know what I'm saying? So Lita kind of invented like women doing them high fly things. She kind of paved the way for Io Sky to do what she do. Y'all see Io? Listen, SummerSlam, Io put her ass in the trash can and did a moonsault off the top of the cage in a trash can, like a blind moonsault in a fucking trash can. Okay. Now, I don't care. I would GOAT Io just for that. Io's goated. That's it. Just for that, Io is making the GOAT list right now. Wow. No, Io making the GOAT list. The leader making the GOAT list because if it wasn't for Lita, Io wouldn't be doing that shit. Okay, that's how I feel about it. Lita was a trailblazer. And did I like her? No, I didn't like Lita. I just didn't. I don't know. I was doing like she was Team Extreme. She went. I don't know. I was all for the sexy. I was all for the sexy. I ain't gonna lie. I was all for the sexy. Becky, you know what? I went full circle on Becky Lynch. As y'all can see, this Becky Lynch's inspiration for my coat. You know, Becky Lynch rocked this, and I copied it. I stole it from her, but this is the coat that I thought. This is a replica of Becky Lynch's coat, so y'all can see where I went full circle. Now, when Becky Lynch was the last kicker, I did not like her. She was good in the ring, but I just didn't like her. She did flair that in fun. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have that flair. She was like the least of them because Bailey was the hugger. Bailey was like entertaining as the hugger. At least she was entertaining. She had the little balloon things come out. Like, oh, and the fans like Bayley, right? And then Sasha Banks was the boss. You know what I'm saying? She was the boss. She teamed up with Naomi and them. They was bad. Sasha was the boss. She had a little move, a little thing she do, you know. And then, you know, Charlotte Flair, Queen Charlotte. And then it was the last kicker, Becky Lynch. And I was like, nobody cares about Becky. Nobody cares about Becky. Then Becky got nasty. Becky got nasty. Becky changed that character up and came back and said, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all done disrespected me for the last time. I'm here. I'm going to get mine. Boy, did she get it. Boy, did she get it. Becky Lynch, grand she took it out. NXT took that out. Oh, and then she changed her music. That music is banging. Becky comes out. She changed her name to the Man, and that was cool too. Like Becky just her whole persona changed, and she's killing it. And she was Becky Two Belts. Remember that? Becky Two Belts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I just NXT. She went to NXT, changed that shit to NXT. Like Becky just shit just had me like the Man, all of that shit. Becky and she went every WWE and she made this change. She came out with this change. That shit fine. I can turn around enough to see it, but let me see if I see it. See it go back there. Yeah, shit. Yeah. I don't know if I all it all the way, but I don't get it. Anyway, so yeah, Becky Lynch definitely changed my mind about her. Definitely make the GOAT list, and Becky Two Belts was probably one of the greatest things that I ever experienced in wrestling. It was a fun time. I hope that Becky's not retired. I hope she comes out and gives it at least one last hurrah, or as they call it. Not even a last hurrah. Becky can go for a little while. I don't think she's that old. She still got a little bit more than a left raw in her. You know what I mean? Who else? Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus makes the GOAT list, and here's why. Trish kind of pushed the era of the bra and panties women out. She kind of pushed them out. She kind of came in and said, yeah, I'm sexy. Yeah, I got these, you know, I got the puppies. I got the bra and panties. Yeah, I'm sexy. Yeah, I can do the bra and panties. But guess what? I can still whip your ass. And guess what? I want to be known for whipping ass. Like Trish was one of the first women to say, yo, I'm not here to just show this body off. I'm not here to be sexy. I'm here to wrestle. I'm here to whip some ass. She had her move, Stratosphere, which was a great thing. It was a great name. I ain't saying it was the greatest move, but it was a great name. Stratosphere for Trish Stratus. It was a great name. It worked out. And Trish, she started that whole women can wrestle type thing for me. It was like, damn, when I saw Trish, I was like, damn, Trish really putting in that work. And her level of competition wasn't that great, but Trish put in that work. And then Trish came back a few times and she fought like the recent people and she still put in that work. You know what I'm saying? Trish still held her own in the ring. Like 2 years ago? 2 years ago, Trish was still back in that ring putting in work. And Trish Stratus started this shit. Like I said, women. Well, the women wrestling that can be sexy and so kick your ass, that came from Trish. Trish like set a standard for women's wrestling in the WWE, and that standard is still to this day. And Trish, she held her own in the ring. She did. She's a trailblazer, and for blazing the trail, I will put Trish Stratus on the fucking GOAT list. And then we who I'm gonna just say right now is number one. I'm gonna just say right now, as of right now, she is the GOAT of women's wrestling, as her daddy thought he was. because Ric Flair's number 2. Okay, Ric Flair is number 2 because there ain't nobody better than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I don't care what you say. Shawn Michaels is number 1. Ric Flair is number 2. But right now, his daughter, Miss Ashley Elizabeth Flair, Miss Queen. And then we don't even have to wrestle. Let's go to the competition. She is WWE Raw champion 6 times, SmackDown champion 7 times. She's won the Diva Championship. She's won the Tag Team Championship. She was twice the NXT champion. She won the Royal Rumble. There ain't nothing that Miss Charlotte can't do. And Miss Charlotte has put in that with all of them. She's put in that work with Bayley. She's put in that work with Bianca. She's put in that work with Asuka. She's put in that work with Sasha. She's put in that work with Becky. Her and Becky put some real work in. Charlotte's put that work in the ring, and I want her to come back because I want her to put in some work with Rhea. I want Charlotte to get in that ring and put in some work. Oh my God. Once again, another technical difficulty. I'm sorry about these last few episodes been having technical difficulties, but they've been good. I mean, y'all still got to hear me, y'all still got to see me, and I know I had a couple of technical difficulties, but I'm back, and I'm gonna finish this episode. I'm not gonna let this derail me. This is what you do when you do live shit. When you do live shit and something fuck up, you just gotta deal with it. And so I'm dealing with it. But so far it's been decent. But I had a technical difficulty earlier trying to do something, and I had a technical difficulty just now. Okay, shit happens, all right? But anyway, back to what I was saying. Charlotte Flair right now is the GOAT of women's wrestling, and that's just that. Now, I don't know if somebody can overtake her. I don't know, because there are women wrestlers right now that might be the future of women wrestling, because Charlotte, let's be clear, Charlotte's going to be out soon, so I mean, could Bianca could overtake her? Could Rhea Ripley overtake Charlotte Flair? Becky Lynch can come back and say a few things. Mercedes Moné, CEO can have a few things to say. I don't know. Like, I love Io Sky, but I don't know if WWE or if any promotion will ever push Io to the top of where she possibly could be. You know what I'm saying? Liv Morgan is not taking anybody's go. Liv Morgan is not going to take any spot up there. I like Liv Morgan. I don't like Liv Morgan, but I like what she's doing. Like, she's being a star. She's taking what the WWE is giving her. She's winning championships. But I don't know if she ever could get. Baker, could Britt Baker end up being that? I'm not sure. I don't know if the future rising stars of women could come up, but there's a lot of women. This women's division in wrestling is big. AEW's got a lot of women. TNA, Jordan Grace, and those women over there are doing big things. AEW's got a good women's division now. WWE has got a good women's division now. You got Jade Cargill. Could Jade Cargill end up goated? I know she has some issues in the ring, but I mean, if she cleans that up, she can be goated. And you know what else too? Jade Cargill's got to get a better character too. But I mean, if she gets a better persona or whatever, she could end up goated. There's a lot of women that can end up goated. But as of right now, the GOAT list stands. Alundra Blaze, Lita's made the GOAT list. Trish Stratus has made the GOAT list. Oscar has made the GOAT list. Bianca Belair has made the GOAT list. Bailey has made the GOAT list. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, whatever you want to call her, has made the GOAT list. Becky Lynch has made the GOAT list. Victoria made my motherfucking GOAT list. Trish Stratus made the GOAT list. And the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the one who claims fame to the number one spot right now, is Charlotte Flair. And so, despite the technical difficulties, I think this episode is over. Shout out to R2, my man from way back in the day. Listen, R2, my man from way back in the day. He knows he wants a shot at this. He knows he wants a shot at the champ. Because I used to pin his ass back in the day when we used to wrestle in school. You know what I'm saying? He never. Well, actually, I didn't win a lot of wrestling matches when we wrestled in school, but right now I'm the champ. Right now, you see what I got. You know what I'm saying? And R2, if you want a piece of this, just come see me. You know where I'm at. I'm still in Philly. You know what I mean? You know where I'm at. But anyway, my man R2, shout out to him. Shout out to Dan. Dan is one of my partners at the Starting Five podcast. Starting Five podcast is another podcast show that I do with Dan. And yeah, Dan, he also said that the wrestling podcast, me and Dan had a podcast called the Wrestling Podcast. We kind of took a little hiatus, but it's coming back. We're going to get our shit together, and the Wrestling Podcast is going to be back and make a return in 2025, and y'all going to listen to it. All y'all wrestling fans going to come over there and listen to the Wrestling Podcast with me and Dan Dinkins, Dan the Mayor on TikTok. He's going to be back. And Starting Five Podcast, you can find the Starting Five Podcast wherever you find podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Starting Five Podcasts is everywhere. Y'all know me, list of podcasts. Y'all know me. I'm here. And sorry about the technical difficulty. I'm going to get my shit together. I'm going to clean this shit up for next time. But there it is, and there it goes. And I'll see y'all later. And I got to lean up to end this. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Oh, I still didn't end it. Another technical difficulty.